Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about 5 key ways to develop a growth mindset. You know, we've talked about a growth mindset recently, and it's something I've really been working on. And we've talked about why it's so important to have that growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. And I was studying up and I was reading an article by Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck. She defines a growth mindset as the belief that one has the ability to learn and grow. And so in her book, Mindset, The Psychology of Success, she says, the growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts, and that everyone can change and grow through application and experience. So that's true. I believe that, right? Those of us who have a growth mindset essentially believe that through hard work, good strategies, input from others, we can develop our talents. We can be whatever we want to be, right? And so today I want to talk about some more about how does one practically go about cultivating such a mindset. So number one, embrace mistakes as learning opportunities. So many of us view our mistakes as failures, right? But the key to developing a growth mindset is reframing that mistake as a vital opportunity to learn and grow. So while making mistakes isn't fun, obviously, none of us enjoy it, but it offers us the chance to assess where we went wrong and what we could have done better. It's through our mistakes that we gain that valuable knowledge and tools that can later be used and implemented to achieve a more favorable outcome. And so if we define failure as simply an alternate route to success, we remove the fear of failure and we embrace the chance to acquire that key data that's going to help us thrive later. And when we can do that, failures stop being things that we have to be embarrassed about and instead can be things that we accept and are even proud of because they assist us in our growth and development. I mean, we're not going to get rid of failures and mistakes. They're not going to go away at all, ever, right? So why not use them? Let them assist us in our growth and development. If you use them right, they will. So the next one, stop seeking approval of others. That's a big one, right? We all do that at some times and others. When we seek the approval of others, though, it creates in us a sense of perfectionism that we feel we have to have in order to be accepted. And in striving to be perfect, we miss out on the crucial chances to acquire those new skills. And so our focus becomes getting things right versus taking advantage of opportunities to learn and grow. And so if we change that and we work to strive for self-acceptance and we strive to accept ourselves, then we remove the weight of perfectionism because we recognize that the only person we need to please is ourselves, right? It's all about us and who we don't need to please everybody else. It doesn't matter what they think. So then that allows us the freedom to transform our idea of success to one that includes room for mistakes because we recognize that making mistakes is what gives us the learning opportunities. The next one, embrace criticism and critique. So constructive criticism and critiques from others are not enemies, and it's really important that we don't see them as personal attacks, especially if it was constructive, especially if they were just telling us something they thought would help us. It's not a personal attack. It's really important to get that into our heads. So instead, we want to view them as opportunities to learn more about ourselves and our habits, and that gives us opportunities to improve and develop and grow, right? So being open to all, to the perspectives and the suggestions that others make for us that help us become aware of our potential pitfalls or flaws or something that we can change or be improved on. I mean, sometimes those perspectives might help us make less mistakes, right? Because use it to your advantage. So in order to foster that growth mindset, criticism should never be taken personally. Instead, use it, like I said, to your advantage and use it in your process of self-reflection and self-analysis. And don't take it as gospel. If somebody says something like, oh, you could do better here, that's great. Take it and give it some weight. I mean, listen to it And then you give it some self-reflection and self-analysis and see if that feels true to you. If it doesn't feel true to you, you don't have to accept it as truth, but it helps you to foster that growth mindset. It helps you to become better. It helps you even to have maybe less problems along the way. So the next one, value the process over the outcome. So typically people prioritize the final outcome, the end result, over the process that it takes to get there, to get to that goal, right? Yet one of the major aspects of those with a growth mindset is the value they place on the process more than the goal. If you're working on the process, if you have a growth mindset, you understand that there's valuable lessons to be learned as you go through each step towards that end goal. And, we're stepping up the ladder, right? And that can lead to learning of new skills and knowledge. And, really, when it gets right down to it, life is more about the journey too. That's really important, because if all we had was the end, we wouldn't have much of a life, right? It's all about the process. It really is all about those steps. So anyway, the next one, be willing to take risks. So generally people avoid risks because they're afraid of a negative outcome. Well, yeah, we're afraid, right? We don't want to make mistakes. We don't want to screw up. We don't want things to not work out. But taking risks is exactly what provides those crucial opportunities for learning and growth. Instead of looking at risks as scary unknowns, the aim should be to view them as potential springs of knowledge. So since risks include stepping into the unknown territory without always understanding exactly what you're going to be running into, taking risks create amazing opportunities to develop skills and knowledge that you didn't have before. And so ultimately, the keys to developing a growth mindset involve changing our thought process and approach to learning and gaining knowledge. When we shift our thinking to the belief that life is full of opportunities to develop new skills and enhance our abilities, we will embrace those challenges and we'll seek out those experiences, and we'll be willing to take those risks that are going to allow us to do just that, to develop our skills and enhance our abilities and to grow. Seriously, so what are you waiting for? Let's get to work on that growth mindset. It's a work in progress for me. Obviously, every day it's a work in progress, and I assume it is for you too. But that mindset, having a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset, can make all the difference in your life. Because a mind that believes its learning potential is essentially unlimited is a mind that will never stop learning. So let's never stop learning, okay? So, hey, how about you? What kinds of things do you do to develop your growth mindset or to stretch your mind? What helps you get out of your comfort zone? So please get below, share with us. I would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, hey, thanks for being here today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.